Thank you so much, Alex. Hello, everyone. Are you enjoying the conference? Yes, I am, including the reception last night. I cannot miss the free flow. And also, I am fully recovered from the time difference and jet lag, even though I will have to fly back to Korea tomorrow. So also hello to the colleagues who are connecting from the online. I hope you could hear me clearly. If not, please feel free to stop me for a better understanding and communication. So again, briefly, again, myself, my name is Jung-Kee, guitar Key. So please feel free to, colleagues are call me by the initials, JK. Please feel free to. Yes, I am a Korean police officer, and I used to work together with some colleagues here in Interpol Financial Crimes before. And I was one of the organizers of the events before, and I met incredible colleagues. So I'm really deeply appreciative of having me again and allowing me to have the great reunion. I appreciate it. And if you joined from the third, this is eighth conference. If you joined from the third or fourth conference, you will realize how I was young as of that time. So, so speaking of which, cryptocurrency, shall we? I will try my best to be punctual. Cryptocurrency. What is currency? This is not an argument, but just a small opinion from my side. Also, I wrote down in my article very recently, currency usually used as legally enforced to be used as a means of payment. So it's a little bit more close to the fiscal monetary policy. For example, El Salvador, the government, they recognized they can use the cryptocurrency as a means of payment in that jurisdiction. So perhaps, in my opinion, in criminal law field, well, we can think again whether to use the currency or not. What about virtual? Virtual currency. Is it virtual? We used to, my first investigation about related to Bitcoin, it was 2016 in Korea. Even we were able to buy pizza, and nowadays we can buy a Tesla perhaps. So something looks like a more substantive. So also there's some discussion whether it is a virtual or not. And what is that? What is after that? Virtual assets coming from the FATF, Financial Action Task Force. It was included. So this is about the terms. They use the virtual asset firstly. In Korea also, we are following the FATF recommendations. But frankly speaking, nowadays I feel a little bit outdated. So what we are seeing in European side, perhaps you are familiar with the MiCA market in crypto assets. So nowadays we are using the crypto assets. This is not virtual, so more crypto. This is not currency, so more assets. So this is, I think this is the trend nowadays. Also, in my understanding, Japan, they are also using the crypto asset. So VASP or CASP, virtual asset service providers, crypto asset service providers. But in this presentation, I'm gonna use the terms. So it is more important to how to respond rather than terms in itself, but this is just for our background information. Okay, one of my favorite slide. Yes, I have to admit that around 5 years ago, I have been asked from member countries many plenty of questions. That is, how can we investigate crypto-related crimes? You can say that again. Yes, that's the one that I wanted to ask, but I had to pretend to be a professional. I cannot admit, oh, I'm also a newbie. So this is the one, when things are complicated, I prefer to simplify. So this is the three-dimensional approach concept model at the time I created and presented many times in other events. So tools to trace, rules to regulate, and having the tools and rules, we need the operation, that's it. And every part we need a 3-hour course, training course, but we can always elaborate and start from the scratch in tools, start from the scratch in rules. And today, we're gonna look into more about the rules and a bit hint of the tools, how they are changing the landscape in Korea, the another part of this planet. And in rules, we have to be very focusing on the two sides. First, it is AML perspective, and second, it is a criminal law perspective, which means nulla sine lege, nulla poena sine lege. I mean, no law, no prosecution. We need a proper law in order to investigate and prosecute such crimes, meaning that having a great definition of the criminal offense. We're gonna look into more. Sorry, have no choice. It is inevitable to start from the FATF recommendation logically, but you don't have to read them all. I highlighted in yellow. Manage and mitigate the risk emerging from virtual asset. Countries should ensure they have to be prepared. So everything started from here. Not all countries are, for the record, you are welcome to take a photo, including me, myself, except the operational data later, the crypto wallet addresses. So please feel free. And from this scratch, so they also provided the interpretive note. It is all about, so if there's a crypto exchange on a specific country, if they are complying with the FATF standards, they will have to be, placed under regulation and supervision, largely the licensing and registration. And also they will have to impose AML duty, the traditional and current AML duty to the VASP, which is also the KYC, know your customer, having the customer's information and be ready to provide to the law enforcement upon the conditions and the request by its jurisdictions. And also STR, suspicious transaction report. You're gonna see nowadays what is happening on the crypto side. So in Korea, we are receiving the crypto STRs coming from the local exchanges, having those regulated legislations. And also the origin and beneficiary information. This is also related to the principle of the financial crime investigation. What we have to keep in mind, we will have to identify who sent and who received and the cause of the transaction. That is the principle of the financial crime investigation. So this is the simple and the shortest interpretive note about the FATF recommendation. So also 16 so-called travel rule, which is also talking about the originator and the beneficiary information. So in a very short summary, what is FATF standard? Yes, it is about the supervision, license, register, KYC, STR, and the travel rule. So this is from the AML perspective, something like an expansion of the traditional compliance into the virtual asset or crypto field. So it's a simple comparison. What do we have to prepare in the crypto transactions? We can prepare something similar from the traditional one, what we have done before. Okay, move on. So before that, in traditional financial crime investigations, yes, we had to know the sender and the beneficiary. And now we have to figure out what was the origin wallet and what is the destination address, including some hashtag or the destination note as well on the volume and date. It will be beneficial to have that. So this is what I call so-called principle of finance investigation. And we are applying this principle into the crypto investigations. Okay, having these kinds of legislative premise, now we are moving on to the specific case, the implementation from a specific country, how Korea invited this idea into the local regulation. So yes, it is because I have to admit, around on a daily basis, stock market, the volume on a daily basis is around $9 billion in Korea. And think about that compared to the stock market. How do you think of the market volume on a daily basis in crypto exchange? It is almost $3 plus billion on a daily basis. And around total 2,000 billion in stock market and around 50 plus billion in total in crypto market, which means in Korean authorities, we thought, oh, we have to be prepared because many people, they are using the crypto on a daily activities. In my understanding, around 16 million, Korean population is around 15 million. And among them, 16 million adults, they are using the crypto, they have the crypto account. So it's quite huge number. And so Korean government, we rushed to implement FATF recommendation and actually making a new legislation, making a new regulation is not that easy from the National Assembly. So we need a discussion. We need to hear the opinion from the civil society. We need a consensus. So what we did at first, it is the revision of the current law. Current law, this is the Act on Reporting and Using Specified Financial Transaction Information. So which is regulating the current AML duties and policies in traditional transactions. So a little bit quick win strategy, we just added VASP under the definitions of the financial institute, which means we expanded the concept of the financial institute, including the crypto exchange. This is what the starting point. So I call that this is the AML compliance expansion. So crypto AML framework, this is applying just current AML system into the virtual asset field. This is the small concept how we did in Korea. And in this revision, they clearly say the Korean FIU remains supervisory body for the VASP, like the FIU is doing the supervisory functions to the traditional financial institutes, including requiring them to KYC, CDD, STR, such like that. And also it clearly said do the KYC like traditional financial companies. Yes, the same one, do the SDR. But how can we invite this idea into reality? Also, we need a quick win strategy. So to make it simple, the law in Korea required the VASP to connect with the local banks, which means any Korean who wants to make a transaction in crypto exchange, local exchange, they will have to connect with their current local bank. So see, a Bitharm and Coin One, this is the name of the local VASP in Korea. And the right side, Nongyap Bank, this is the name of the local bank, which means they can make a choice which bank to connect. And the KYC, the information from the customer, it will be just automatically coming from the traditional bank. So you will have to surrender your bank account. You will have to connect to the crypto exchange to make a transaction. So having those framework, crypto anti-money laundering framework in Korea, now I am proud to introduce my agency, Korean FIU, which is established around 20 years ago, also a member of the Egmont Group. And actually, we are composed of seconded officials from different law enforcement locally, from tax services, customs, prosecutor's office, and police officers, myself. And also I'm responsible for the information analysis division too, which is more focusing on the cross-border transactions, including the crypto transactions. So this is the framework in Korea, and some numbers. Yeah, indeed, quite a number of STRs coming on yearly, 800,000 STRs total on a yearly basis, and among them, 30 to 40,000 are coming from the crypto exchange. So it's quite a lot. Okay, I think you are familiar with this weird language, right? So this is the example of the STR we are receiving from the crypto exchange. In summary, the first part, this is the summary of the transaction. They are, when starting the investigation, we have to know the summary, what happened. So from their side, and the second part, this is the first responders comment, their opinion, having those kinds of style or typology, they are recommended to put their opinion as well. And also the third part, the premise offense of the money laundering. This is something like a tentative one because it can be changed, but they can provide their input about their idea, what kinds of crime, what kinds of premise offense is related to these transactions. And most importantly, they will have to include the originator's address followed by KYC, and also the beneficiary's destination address also followed by KYC, so including the destination tag. And also this is another example of the based on those STRs, usually we merge more than 20 to 100 STRs in order to generate these kinds of analysis report. And we tried, one of our mandates is make a decision whether to provide to the law enforcement or not. So this is the example of the analysis report, which should include a proper information. Okay, let me move on more faster. Tools, strategy number one, clarify the target. In order to clarify the target, what we have to do, this is about the crypto crime typologies. So it will help to decrease the uncertainty and increase the prosecution possibilities. So when we say crypto-related crimes, it's a little bit abstract. It makes us to feel more reluctant to approach. So this is another concept model that I presented and also wrote an article about this. So virtual asset misuse crimes, and market crimes, and cyber crimes. I think it can cover almost. So, and next one is to choose any tool possible, any public tool, commercial tool, either scan or any tool, all possible, we will see. Misuse crimes, fraud scams, corruption, crypto money mules, something like the traditional premise offense, we can think about that. And the market crime, this is important, also related to MiCA and the new regulation in Korea in order to firstly define and recognize it is a market, and also applying the capital market problems into the crypto market. And the last one is the cyber crimes. Perhaps some of you have heard about the Terra Luna case, the DK, Do Kwon, the Korean national. Actually, I got the intelligence in early 2022, and it was initiated from my team in Interpol Financial Crimes before, and a lot of story to talk about this, but more focusing on the topic today, did we have enough rule to cover this case? It was the problem. In Korea, prosecutor office, they investigate this case, but as of that time, they had Capital Market Act only. They didn't have any crypto market regulation, which was quite tricky. And from the quote, the prosecutor applied the capital market regulation as of that time, and during the confiscation process, the court dismissed about the property confiscation because of whether we have to recognize it, regard it as the securities or not. This is also related to Ripple versus SEC in the United States. So now we don't have to, it's a time-consuming discussion, and we don't have to do that again because we have the new rule. So in virtual asset misuse crimes, in line, in continuation to the effort from the FATF and also new law, it was the revision, as I explained, act on specified information. And virtual market crimes, yes, we found the MiCA in 2023, and also it was May, and in July in Korea in the same year, Virtual Asset Customer Protection Act, which is also covering the crypto exchange market crimes. So this is a criminal law perspective that I explained it from the first slide. So we have to invite those activities, and we need a definition as a criminal offense in order to properly prosecute them. And the last part is about the cyber crimes, like VASP hacking or depriving the private key, based on, we can cover based on the Budapest Convention or other current rules we have. So key takeaways, first about the rules. So having the rules and tools, we can do the operations. And in rules, we have to keep in mind in two ways. First, about the AML perspective. And secondly, about the criminal law perspective. So you can consider in your jurisdiction, if you are ready to cover all those crime typologies in crypto crimes, and it will be the starting point to figure out where is the loophole or legal loophole or investigative loophole, how to figure it out. And the tools, we need to clarify the target, and we can rely on any tool possible. So I will be reachable via LinkedIn or WhatsApp. So thank you for your attention, and I really appreciate again for allowing me this opportunity. Thank you.